The Democratic Party has long branded itself as the party of women, championing causes such as reproductive rights, equal pay, and workplace protections. However, in recent years, critics argue that the party has shifted its rhetoric in ways that seem to erase the very group it claims to advocate for. The growing reluctance to use the word women in policies related to gender and reproductive health has sparked controversy, leaving many questioning why a party that once centered women's issues now appears hesitant to even acknowledge them explicitly. Instead, terms like pregnant people and birthing persons have replaced traditional language, sparking a debate about whether inclusivity is coming at the expense of women's visibility. One of the most contentious areas where this shift is evident is in discussions surrounding reproductive rights. Traditionally, debates over abortion and healthcare have centered on women, with decades of advocacy emphasizing a woman's right to choose. However, recent Democratic-backed legislation and official statements have begun replacing the word women with gender-neutral terminology such as people who give birth. While this language is intended to be inclusive of transgender and non-binary individuals, many women feel that it diminishes the unique biological experiences. Feminists who fought for reproductive rights see this as an unnecessary concession that dilutes the movement's original focus. This trend extends beyond reproductive rights. Government documents, health organizations, and even advocacy groups aligned with the Democratic Party have begun avoiding the term women in favor of broader, neutral descriptors. For example, phrases like menstruating people have emerged in policy discussions about period poverty. While inclusion is important, some argue that such language makes it harder to address women's specific struggles. Many women feel that the unique experiences are being generalized to the point where their needs are no longer a political priority. The controversy is not just about language but also about policies that impact women directly. One of the most debated topics is the inclusion of transgender women in female sports. The Democratic Party has largely supported policies that allow biological males who identify as female to compete in women's athletics. Critics argue that this undermines fairness in sports by putting female athletes at a physical disadvantage. Many lifelong feminists and former Democratic supporters have expressed frustration that their concerns about competitive integrity are dismissed as discriminatory. Another flashpoint in the discussion is the impact on women's safety in spaces. The Democratic Party has supported policies that allow biological males who identify as female to access women's shelters, prisons, and restrooms. While the intent is to protect transgender individuals from discrimination, there have been cases where these policies have led to safety concerns for women. Some feminists argue that erasing sex-based distinctions in law and policy ignores the realities of male violence and the historical need for women-only spaces. Many of these shifts in language and policy appear to stem from the Democratic Party's desire to align with progressive activism, particularly the influence of gender ideology. This framework suggests that gender identity, rather than biological sex, should determine how individuals are categorized in law and society. While this approach aims to be more inclusive, it has led to clashes with traditional feminist perspectives that emphasize the material realities of being female. Some women who have raised concerns about this ideological shift have found themselves ostracized, labeled as bigots, or pushed out of political and professional spaces. The reluctance to acknowledge the distinct experiences of women is also evident in how the Democratic Party handles issues like workplace inequality. While gender pay gaps and sexual harassment remain persistent problems, the party's messaging has become more focused on broad, equity initiatives that lump women's struggles into general diversity efforts. This shift has left many women feeling like their specific economic and social challenges are being sidelined in favor of a broader, less targeted approach. Ironically, this trend is alienating some of the very voters who have historically been the Democratic Party's strongest supporters. Many women who once felt represented by the party now feel overlooked or dismissed. Some lifelong Democratic voters, particularly older feminists, have expressed disillusionment with what they see as a betrayal of the party's foundational commitment to women's rights. This growing frustration has led some women to reconsider their political affiliations, with some even shifting toward independent or conservative movements that explicitly acknowledge biological sex differences. The Democratic Party's approach to gender issues may also have electoral consequences. While the party's embrace of gender-neutral language and policies is popular among some progressive activists, it risks alienating a broader base of voters, including working-class women and suburban mothers. As debates over gender, identity, and language continue, the party may find itself at odds with the very constituency it once claimed to champion. Balancing inclusivity with the need to address women's unique experiences is a challenge that Democrats must navigate carefully if they want to maintain their credibility as the party of women. In the end, the question remains, why does the party of women seem reluctant to say the word women? While the push for inclusivity is important, erasing the specific language that acknowledges women's struggles risks undermining decades of feminist progress. Women are not just another identity group within the broader framework of diversity politics, they are half the population, with distinct needs, experiences, and challenges. If the Democratic Party wants to continue claiming to be the party of women, it must be willing to say the word women and stand